That's it.
Okay.
My name is Bagashaw Dresse. I'm a refugee from Ethiopia, living here in Korea for the last about 10 years. As you see it, I'm running this restaurant for living. Before, I used to work in different companies like many refugees who came to Korea. I'm a political refugee. I was a journalist by profession while I was in my country. Our country political situation by the time was very bad, and for my critics of the government, I was persecuted many times. I was in prison, I was tortured, and so and so. That's why I came to Korea. Why you choose Korea? Very fortunately, my father was here before 70 years. I feel Korea is a very friendly country. That's why I came here. You remember the Korea War? You know, for listening to the call of United Nations Security Council, by the time the aggression of North Korea to South Korea, the Ethiopians were one of the countries, in fact the only free nation in Africa to participate in Korea War. And one of the Ethiopian Expedition Army members was my father. That's why he came here to fight for Korea. Of course, after he came back, he told me about his stay here, about the war and the situation. In my childhood memory, I feel Korea is my next country, next to my Ethiopia, because my father shed his blood here. He was wounded. He has got very deep memories staying here in Korea. I think that attachment made me choose Korea. Of course, it was a very difficult time. The problem from the immigration office was, first of all, it takes too much time. 3 years of suspension, and they don't actually easily accept your factors from their standpoint. They have problems with the real refugee, with good reasons, acceptable reasons. That was a very difficult time, and by the time, in fact, the interview was like, there was harassment. As a refugee, it was really painful, and even living as an applicant here, especially the first 6 months without working, to live, even to survive, was so difficult. Thanks for some few NGOs like PNAN, Christian NGO, we owe them too much for supporting in these difficult times. I cannot forget their true support. Yeah, we have no choice. Once we came here, we should have to pass through a very difficult time. The only advice that I have, as much as possible, clearly and with evidences, and tolerate everything. There are many problems staying here in Korea as a foreigner, and the refugee psychology is not well understood by many of Koreans. In fact, this race is by far better than yesterday, even from the immigration, and even the society itself starts to understand gradually, especially the new generation is trying to understand our situation. They try to understand our problems and try to treat us. But it was difficult, before it was really very much difficult. Well, first of all, in whatever situation we are living, I want to thank you, thank the society and the Korean government as well. With all these problems, we are welcome here. As I have told you, from legal point of view, from regulations and the different, parameters, they try to improve how to just host and how to just treat us. Things are getting a little bit lighter than before, and I hope that they will understand much better than today. Optimistic that things will be better in the future. I want to just say my refugee people, be resilient. Things will change for good. Given that for the time being we are fallen, but we will stand again. We may consider as human beings like any other civilians, especially for colored people. It's a little bit difficult here. Anyways, as I have told you, I hope things will change for good. Please, the Korean people understand, accept us as we are. That's what I'm trying to say.